Ever get the feeling that airlines are running a secret club and you're not on the guest list? Well, if you're in your 70s or older, the truth is, you are on the list, you just haven't been told about it yet. Behind all the fine print and polite announcements are perks designed just for you, but airlines would rather you didn't know how many advantages you actually have. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on 13 hidden benefits that can save you money, make travel easier, and turn your next flight into something a lot more enjoyable. 1. Unadvertised senior discounts on airfare. Let's start with the one that feels like a scam because it's so well hidden: senior discounts. Yep, they still exist, but they're buried deep where only the persistent find them. Airlines like United let you choose a senior 65+ fare during booking, and others like Delta or American will quietly knock 5 to 15% off your ticket if you ask. The catch? They almost never mention it online. I once spoke to a retired couple who saved over $200 on their round-trip flights just by calling Delta and asking if a senior rate was available. That's it. No paperwork, no hassle. Just a polite question that airlines hope you'll never think to ask. So before you hit buy on your next ticket, pick up the phone. That tiny bit of effort could translate into dinner money at your destination. 2. AARP membership flight discounts. AARP isn't just about newsletters and restaurant coupons, it's practically a cheat code for air travel. Through AARP's travel portal, airlines like British Airways offer members up to $65 off economy flights and up to $200 off business class tickets to Europe. Other carriers run special deals throughout the year that are only visible through AARP. A friend of mine heading to London once shaved $130 off 2 tickets just by using an AARP code. And the best part? It takes about 30 seconds to sign in and check the deals. If you're already a member, you might as well let those annual dues earn their keep. 3rd, expedited airport security for 75+. If airport security feels like an Olympic event, shoes off, laptops out, belt somewhere in the mix, here's a perk that'll make your next trip much easier. If you're 75 or older, TSA lets you keep your shoes and light jackets on during screening. Sometimes you'll even skip the full-body scanner and go through a simple metal detector instead. Most people don't realize they qualify for this, but a quick mention of your age at the checkpoint is all it takes. I've watched travelers in their late 70s glide through security while younger folks fumble with shoes and bins. It's a small advantage, but one that can make the whole airport experience a lot less stressful. 4. TSA Cares Assistance and Notification Cards. Traveling with medical conditions can make security feel like a minefield. TSA knows this, which is why they offer a free program called TSA Cares, but hardly anyone uses it. Here's how it works. Call 72 hours before your flight, and TSA will arrange for a dedicated agent to assist you through the checkpoint. They'll guide you step by step, answer questions, and make sure the process goes smoothly. There's also a notification card you can present discreetly if you have medical devices, implants, or conditions you'd rather not discuss aloud. One traveler I know with Parkinson's had a TSA specialist meet him at LAX, guide him through security privately, and even help with his carry-on. It transformed what's usually a stressful experience into something simple and dignified. 5. Pre-boarding rights. We all know boarding a plane can feel like a competitive sport. Elbows out, everyone racing for overhead bin space. But if you're over 70 and dealing with even mild mobility issues, you don't have to join the chaos. Federal law requires airlines to let seniors pre-board if they request it. All you need to do is approach the gate agent and say you'd appreciate extra time to board. No need for a doctor's note or a long explanation. They'll give you a pre-boarding pass and you'll get to board before the crowd. It's a simple perk that most people forget about, but once you try it, you'll never want to wait in line again. 6. Free wheelchair and cart transportation. Airport terminals can feel like marathon courses, and no one needs a 5-gate trek just to catch a flight. If long walks are tough, airlines must provide complimentary wheelchair service from check-in to your gate, and even between connecting flights. Request it when you book or at the airport desk, and staff will help with luggage, escort you through security, and even stop for a restroom break if needed. Many airports also have electric carts available, turning what could be a stressful journey into an effortless ride. And if you're traveling with someone, they're usually allowed to accompany you on the cart too. A simple way to make the whole trip more comfortable for both of you. 7. Gate escort, passes for family helpers. Here's a hidden gem that almost no one talks about. If you're worried about navigating the airport alone, airlines can issue a gate escort pass to one family member or caregiver, even if they're not flying. That means your adult child, spouse, or friend can accompany you through security, keep you company at the gate, and make sure you board safely. 8. Extra carry-on allowance for medical devices. Most travelers keep a nervous eye on the overhead bins, terrified of being told their bag count is too high. But here's something seniors often don't know. If you're traveling with medical equipment, it doesn't count toward your carry-on limit. That means you can still bring your standard carry-on and personal item, plus items like a CPAP machine, portable oxygen concentrator, or nutritional supplements. It's protected by law, but because airlines rarely mention it, many people leave vital gear at home or pay extra to check it. You don't need to. Just bring it along and let the gate agent know it's a medical item. 9. Exemption to liquid restrictions for medications and nutrition. We've all memorized the 3-1-1 rule for liquids: 3.4 ounces, 1 quart-size bag, 1 per person. But there's a huge exception if you're traveling with medically necessary liquids. Prescription creams, insulin, nutritional drinks, all of these are allowed in larger quantities. The only requirement is to inform the TSA officer before screening. They'll usually ask you to separate those items and may swab or inspect them, but they won't confiscate them. This is crucial for seniors who rely on medications during travel, yet most never realize the rule doesn't apply to them. It's one of those rare cases where just ask really works in your favor. 10. Free checked bags for mobility aids. Baggage fees might be one of the most annoying parts of modern air travel, but here's one bill you'll never have to worry about again: mobility aids. Wheelchairs, walkers, canes, scooters, none of these count towards your checked baggage limit. Airlines are required by law to check them for free and return them promptly when you land. And if something happens to your device, say it's damaged during transit, the airline is legally responsible for repairing or replacing it. Some carriers even allow foldable wheelchairs to be stored inside the cabin if space permits, so you won't have to wait around at baggage claim. It's one of those rights you should absolutely use, even if no one at the ticket counter brings it up. And here's another pro tip: you can request special handling or gate check your mobility aid to minimize the chance of damage. Airlines are obligated to treat these items with extra care, and they often have dedicated teams specifically for handling them. Plus, if you're connecting flights, staff must make sure your device is available between legs if needed. You're never expected to go without it. 11. Leniency with ID requirements. Losing your wallet the night before a flight is the kind of stress nobody needs, but if you're a senior traveler, there's a little-known safety net. TSA has special flexibility when it comes to ID verification for older passengers. They'll often accept expired driver's licenses up to 2 years old, and if you don't have any ID at all, they can still verify your identity with a short questionnaire and some additional screening. Sure, it might take a few extra minutes, but the key thing is you won't miss your flight. This isn't something airlines or the TSA advertise, probably because they don't want people abusing it, but it's incredibly useful if a last-minute slip-up happens. So if you ever find yourself digging through drawers for that missing passport at 4 a.m., breathe, you've got options. 12. Special seating accommodations. Here's another secret that's often buried in the fine print. If you need a particular type of seat for medical or mobility reasons, like an aisle seat to stretch a stiff knee or a bulkhead seat for easier access, the airline is obligated to accommodate you if space is available, and they can't charge extra for it. And if you're traveling with a caregiver or companion, they're entitled to be seated next to you without additional fees too. That means no awkward conversations with strangers about swapping seats mid-boarding. One woman I spoke to with arthritis told me her cross-country flight went from miserable to perfectly manageable simply because she asked for a bulkhead seat, something she didn't even know was her right. 13. Compassionate and medical ticket waivers. This last one might be the most surprising, and it's a game changer when life throws you a curveball. Airlines have compassionate policies that allow you to cancel or change your flight, even non-refundable tickets, if you're dealing with a medical emergency, a sudden illness, or a family bereavement. The catch? They won't advertise it. You usually need to call customer service directly and provide documentation like a doctor's note or hospital form. But if you do, carriers like Delta, United, and JetBlue will often waive cancellation fees, offer travel credits, or even refund your fare entirely. It's a small gesture that makes a massive difference during difficult times, and one that too many people don't know they can request. Here's the truth. Airlines might be tight-lipped about these perks, but they're real, and they're designed to make travel better, safer, and more affordable for senior passengers. You just have to know where to look and, more importantly, ask for what you're entitled to, whether it's saving hundreds on airfare, boarding early without the rush, bringing extra medical supplies on board, or skipping long security lines. These hidden benefits can completely change the way you experience air travel, and once you start using them, you'll probably wonder how you ever managed without them. So the next time you book a flight, remember, you're not just another passenger, you're part of a group that airlines quietly make special accommodations for. Use those rights. Ask those questions. Make your trips as smooth and enjoyable as they're meant to be. And hey, if this opened your eyes to a few travel secrets you didn't know before, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about your own experiences or any hidden perks you've discovered that the rest of us should know about. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you want more insider tips, smarter travel hacks, and simple ways to make every trip feel like first class. Safe travels. And here's to making your next flight the easiest, most comfortable one yet.